Hello, my crafting friends. In today's video, we are going to be making something that I have been dying to make, and that is going to do the inner engravings with the xTool UV laser. The reason why I haven't remade any of these cubes before is because I have had the hardest time locating K9 crystals. If you have the xTool UV laser, have you also been having a hard time finding these dang cubes? Anyway, I scored 12 K9 crystals in the house, and we are gonna do some engravings today. I cannot wait to experiment. Before we get into the actual project, and don't worry, I will show you from start to finish how we do the internal engravings with the xTool F2 UV. We need to go over the supplies that you're gonna need. And we're gonna start with the most important thing, and that is these right here, the K9 crystals. The ones that I have purchased, that I have 12 of, they're gonna be linked in the description of this video. So if you wanna get them, click the link. Not all K9 crystals or K9 crystals are made the same. And this is why I have been on this journey of trying to find these dang crystals, is because if you go to the Zon and you put in K9 crystal in there, they say that they're K9 crystals, and they'll get to you, and then you try and engrave on them and nothing engraves. That's because they're not actually K9 crystals. I have purchased and returned so many because they are garbage, not good. These ones, however, good. And you get a whole bunch of them in different sizes. So you're gonna need, for real, K9 crystals, okay? Then what you're gonna need is obviously the xTool F2 UV, the big boy that's over there. Then you're also gonna need the internal engraving laser lens, which is this. I'll show you how to install that. But this big boy is the only thing that you use for the internal lens. The xTool F2 UV has two lenses. The first lens is just a standard UV lens that can do all your engravings like you're used to. This one, however, is used for only internal engraving. Then you're gonna need this guy right here. Comes with the actual this. It's just like a little prop stand. I'll show you how to set it all up in the xTool Studio. But then that brings me to the software that we're gonna be using. We are gonna be using all xTool Studio software. We are going to take a picture that I have from my phone, and we are gonna convert it, and then we are gonna make it a 3D engraving situation just like this. We're gonna play around with some settings. We're gonna do a whole bunch of stuff today, but in the end, you're gonna get a crystal that looks absolutely amazing. Or at least I'm gonna get a crystal that looks absolutely amazing. I'm so pumped. I have actually wanna make two. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna make two today. But anyway, now that we are done going over all the supplies that you need, because that is it, my friends, what we're gonna do is we are gonna head over into the xTool F2 UV first. We are going to set up this and this. It's not hard. Then what we'll do is we'll head over into the xTool Studio software, do a little bit of setup for that, and then we'll be rocking and rolling. By the end of this video, you are going to understand why people can sell these engraved inner engraving crystals for like $75 a pop, because they're absolutely amazing and they're so easy. During the holidays, you'll see kiosks that have these right here, and I've always wanted to buy them and then always wanted to make it because, you know, I'm a DIY girl at heart, and never was I able to until I got this machine. And then locating these dang crystals has been extremely hard, but I got 12 of them now today. So I'm gonna be crafting. All right, let's go head over to the xTool. All right, so you wanna make sure that it's obviously plugged in. Do not turn it on yet though, okay? Because what we have to do is we have to reach our hand underneath in here, and there is your lens. You're gonna twist your lens off. Can't see what I'm doing, but you're just going to twist it off and it's going to come right out. This one right here is just your standard lens that comes with this machine. Then what we're going to do is we are going to insert, this is the inner engraving lens. Make sure that there's no dust or anything like that on your lens up here. If there is, just use your lens wipe that comes with the lens to wipe it off, but you are going to put it back into that hole. Again, you ain't going to be able to see it, but you can feel it, definitely feel it. And then you're going to twist it back on. It's just a twist. Now there was a lens cover on the top, or I'm sorry, there was a lens cover on the bottom. You're just gonna take that off. So this right here, make sure and take that off because otherwise it ain't gonna work. All right, then it is time to insert this right here. So we're gonna put this and these things right here just screw directly into the middle of your bed. Okay, so just get it nice and screwed in there and you're gonna put it in the middle. Okay, so it's gonna be 2 over here, 2 over here, 2 right here, 2 right here. It's gonna be all directly in the middle. Now what we get to do is turn our machine on. Now here is where we are for the xTool Studio. What you wanna do now is come over here and press New Project. A new window is gonna pop up and you wanna switch over to the xTool F2 UV. So we're gonna come over here and I'm gonna do Switch. And we are now connected to our machine. Okay, and then right when I connected, I got an error notice. I was like, wow, that's really weird. And then I had to sit here and read it. And it said it detected the inner engraved lens. I'm so glad that it detected it because that's what we're going to do. We're gonna be doing some inner engraving. So I'm just gonna press got it. And then what you're gonna do is you're gonna come over here into mode and we are gonna switch over into the inner engraving. The screen is going to now look awfully weird when we do that. So we're gonna switch. All right, now that we're in the setup process, the machine is gonna tell you how to add in that stool. Okay, we've already put the stool in there, but now how do we set up the crystals? To be very frank with you, the thing that will help you as a laser artist for more things than just this project is going to be to get yourself a pair of calipers. It was like $5 on the Zon, linked description if you need one, okay? They sell ones that are over $100. If I've been fairly successful at this $5 one, but if you want to get the $100 one, you totally can, but get yourself a pair of calipers, okay? So what you're gonna do is you're gonna take your crystal that you have and you are gonna start doing some measurements. Oh, let me press next right here. Okay, we've already inserted the stool into the machine. Now I could use, because there is some measurements here on the stool, I could use that to get some measurements. The problem here is do you see how long my cube is? My cube is longer than this ruler. So I can't use the stool as my ruler, so I'm gonna use this. You need 3 measurements, X, Y, and Z. All right, Z is always the height. So we are gonna do X and Y, which is going to be your length and width. So it's gonna be 50 by 50. So we're gonna do 50 by 50. And then the height, and this is in millimeters, friends. Okay, so then the height of this is going to be 99. So I'm gonna put 99 in here. And then the refractive index, if you are using a K9 crystal, it should be 1.5. I am using a K9. So we're gonna keep it at 1.5. We're gonna press next. Now what it tells you to do is set that side. Do you see that sidebar? That sidebar, there is going to be a little, I wish I could pause it, but there's going to be like a little arrow right here. It needs to be set to 35, okay? So going over here, you can see that it's not set to 35. I need to move this all the way over until it says 35. And then I'm going to tighten the screw on the left-hand side. Now what you're going to do is you're going to put your crystal right here on your stool. All right, you're gonna put it in this corner, the left corner. Make sure this is set to 35. Everything else is gonna be found and dandy. We are moving and grooving. We are almost done with the setup process. Actually, we are done with the setup process. So what we're gonna do is we are gonna press import canvas, and this right here, if you have done your measurements correctly, this right here is the crystal that is on your stool that's over there. And just so you can tell and verify, your crystal goes over to 50, and then it comes over here, and it should be at like the 20 mark or whatever right here. Verifying, we're gonna have the crystal is gonna go all the way to 50, and then it's gonna go all the way up to 20. We are moving and grooving. Yes. Okay, so what I have already done is sent over some pictures from my camera over into my computer. Okay, so I'm gonna open up my downloads folder. These are the 2 pictures that I'm going to be using. Oh, look at my babies. And then my husband, he's so proud of his new little hedge trimmer thing. So I'm gonna make 2 crystals, okay? But here's the issue. I have a Apple camera and it gets saved as this HEIC, and unfortunately xTool doesn't upload to that. So I have to convert them. The easiest way to do it for me that I've found is click on your picture, right click, and you're gonna go to quick actions and you are going to convert image and just keep it the actual size. And if you wanted to change it to a PNG, you totally could, but I'm just gonna do a JPEG and I'm gonna convert it. So it's going to pop up here, and then I'm gonna do the next one as well. So right click, quick actions, and we are gonna go to convert image and then just press convert to JPEG. We are rocking and rolling, yeah. Okay, so I'm gonna start with my husband's picture first. So I'm gonna take this picture, I'm gonna drag and drop it into xTool Studio software. And we're gonna scale to fit because obviously we want the actual picture of what it is that I'm trying to engrave to be in the cube, you know? So I'm gonna scale to fit. It's gonna try and fit it into my cube right here. And for whatever reason, it always gets put in flat, but we need to like bring it up. So what we're gonna do is we are going to rotate this, and for the X, you're gonna put 90, okay? So look, ready, bing, and here we go. So now it's not up and down. It's gonna look something like this, okay? Now, if you wanted to, let me just auto fit this so it gets a little bit bigger. If you wanted to, this is what your results would look like, and I don't want it like that. I don't want it to just be this floating picture. I want to kind of look like a 3D picture. I am going to time here because there has been some questions about like the xTool, whatever has been advertised with xTool, they're like showing these like crazy 3D pictures. When you are using a picture of a human, you're not going to get as much 3D as what you think you're going to get. However, if you were using like an inanimate object, like let's say an apple, everyone knows what an apple looks like in 3D, or, you know, a cartoon character. If there are like ways that you can do 3D renderings, like an STL file or something like that would definitely help. But we're taking pictures and we're converting it into depth. So you're not going to get as much 3D as what you think you would get due to the advertisements of whatever xTool was creating. The things that they were creating that were like super 3D and dynamic was not of real humans. So just keep that in mind, okay? So what I do want to do though is I want to remove the background of my husband, just kind of like what we did for this crystal, but then I also want to give him some depth, okay? So what we're going to do is we are going to come over here to 3D photo. And in one step, you're going to be able to remove the background. So we can come over here and we can, you want to make sure to remove the background. I am just going to leave the strength for right now. Just leave it alone for right now. And I'm just going to press generate. And then eventually what will happen is you'll get a new preview of what your design is going to look like. Now that took forever, I feel like it took a really long time, whatever, it's doing all of it for me, which is fine, but we can zoom in a little bit and rotate this, and you can see how my husband does have some depth. Like obviously his little edge trimmer thing is nice and filled in, or like that is going to be the star, the highlight, okay? But then you can see that like his back is cut off because this picture did not include the backside. So that would be the downfall to doing real pictures as opposed to like a cartoon character where we have like an actual 3D rendering or an STL file of somebody that's 3D. You're not going to get like the full, like you're not going to get his booty cheeks, you know? Okay, so if you wanted to stop here, you totally could. I think that the Engrave, I feel like this is going to be really dark. So what you can do is come over here and press cancel. Nope, it's not cancel. You can come over here and do back, and we can like drop the strength down a little bit. We can play around with this, and that seems like too much. That seems really dark. Okay, I'm gonna do 46. I feel like that's gonna be better. And then I'm just gonna press apply. Oop, And oh, apparently it's done. That's nice. Awesome. So what I want to do is I want to auto fit this into my cube, and then it's going to be, I can't make it any taller because if I make it taller, then it won't be proportioned. So this is what it's, oop, hello, there we go. This is what it's going to end up looking like, something like this, okay? So what we're going to do is we are going to click on our material, our unknown material. I am going to come down here to glass, and we are going to do the K9 setting. So I'm going to click apply. It's going to automatically give me the settings. Perfect. I love that. All right. Let's just see what this looks like. And this was just a super easy little project that didn't take me much time to actually do myself, which I love. So we are just going to press process. The time here is going to take 14 minutes and 25 seconds. I don't think that that's bad. Remember, you could sell these for minimum $75 a piece. So for 14 minutes, make me $75. Heck yes. So I'm just going to press start. All right. Then over at the machine, you are going to press the happy button right here. Boop. We're going to press that. All right. So ready, set, go. All right, so since we're waiting for that to get done engraving, what we could do is we could actually start editing our second picture that you wanted. So let's say that you had a bunch of orders of this type of product, right? You can start making the next product so it could just be this fine oiled machine. So I'm gonna come up here and press the plus sign. It's gonna open up a new canvas. Again, we are gonna change this over into inner engraving. We are going to keep the same size of what it was originally, 50 by 50 by 99. All right, we are going to import to canvas. This is the new canvas that we have. Okay, go back over into my pictures. I'm going to take this and I'm going to drag and drop it into xTool Studio software and scale to fit. Okay, what I want you to do now is click on rotate, and we are going to rotate this 90 degrees. So then it now looks like this inside our cube. Okay, so it's like, unless you wanted it to be flat, it's up to you. Okay, so there is another workaround. Instead of going directly into 3D photo, what you could do is come over here to cutout, and that would just give you like remove the background. So I am just going to do the AI. It's going to give me a preview of what the new removed background. It ends up making the 3D photo quicker, but this is like a two-step process versus just a single step process. So I'm going to do this one and then press confirm. I like that. That looks good. So I'm going to press confirm. So now it's right here. Okay. What you can do now at this point is you can do the 3D photo just like what we've done, and it will start to generate the look. I love that. So let's press generate. All right, now that that's done, rotating this, and look, let's zoom in. So while this isn't totally 3D, like we don't get the backs, right? The back is not rounded on anything, but you can see that like my daughter is actually going to be in front of my son. Okay, there is going to be some depth there. You can see like even her fanny pack. I don't think that's what we're calling it nowadays, but it is at the end of the day a fanny pack. But you can see how that is actually in front of her as well, which is normal. Like that's all normal stuff. So this is what the engraving is going to look like. I'm so freaking happy that I get to do this. Oh my gosh. Okay, so I'm going to press apply. I really am not going to mess too much around with the settings for what xTool gives me, because I feel like they know what they're doing. Well, I don't need to play around with anything. So I'm just going to press apply. And then we are going to auto fit this in, and we are ready to engrave this. I'm so excited. Oh my gosh. How cool. How cool. Oh, I am one happy crafter right now for sure. All right, he's done, and I am so obsessed. So without having any type of editing, I didn't edit any of that. I think this looks so good. Oh my gosh. Let's take it over here to the light. I mean, look at how cool this is. 15 minutes. And my gosh, how cool. I just am in love that I get to be able to make this stuff now. So cute. Okay, we're ready for round 2, right? So we're gonna choose our material settings. We're gonna do the canine crystal, press apply. All of these settings are gonna be automatically chosen for us. I think maybe I'm gonna increase the power. I think I could probably get a little darker on, where is it? It's over here. The light's off, you can't see it, but it's right there. It's right there. I think I could get a little bit darker, so let's like increase the power. Let's just see what happens, okay? We don't have to do any additional setup, which is wonderful. All we're gonna do is we are gonna take this bad boy, we are gonna put it into the thing, all right? Just like that, woo-hoo. Then you are gonna press process. Estimated time for this one is 21 minutes, okay? So I'm gonna press start. Then at the machine, all you have to do is press the go button and we are on our way. I think that dialing up the power definitely did some good things because now you can see that it's real dark in there. Let's take this over to the light just so you can better see because it's obviously going to really show all of its amazingness underneath the bright light. And then I also turned off all the lights in my craft room just so you can see, but this is, I think that this looks so amazing. And you can see, like, let's go on to this side. That depth in there, nope, not a full 3D object, but still very cool. Love this. Now let's go and revisit this crystal. And do you think, try and see past all of my fingerprints, but do you think that we should reprocess this? I don't think so. I think I'm just gonna leave it alone because I don't wanna mess it up. Obviously choosing a different size crystal because there is like a lot left over on the top and the bottom of both of these, right? There's still, even this one, we still have quite a bit down here below and up here. I really like the settings for here versus this one. These settings I think are so good. And I would probably choose a more like a cube just so there isn't a whole lot of wasted space here and here. So just like a taller picture would definitely work better, or just like a cube, more, you know, like a shorter piece, just so there isn't so much wasted space. But I think these turned out so good. Oh my gosh. And engraved inside the crystal, it's floating in there. Amazing. Now we just made 2 crystals together and you better believe that I'm about ready to engrave all the rest of these crystals with a bunch of different pictures for all of my friends and family. You have to let me know in the comments of this video, what do you think? Are you going to be engraving a whole bunch of stuff with your xTool F2 UV, or are you going to pass? Which I sure hope it's not, because these are so much fun to make and they make very good gifts. I'll see you on the next one, my friends.